Hi, it's time for another math easy solution. Time to discuss another example on using product rule for derivatives, and now in this case we'll look at simplifying functions well before you actually differentiate it. I'll show that in a bit in this example, but first I'm going to recap on the product rule. So if f and g are these functions are both differentiable, then or means you can take derivative of both or derivative exists of both at any interval you're finding. Basically, then if you have y equals f of x times g of x, then this is basically the derivative is basically the derivative of f of x times g of x plus f of x times the derivative of g of x. Or another case here, y prime equals f prime times g plus f times g prime. So the example I want to go over today is basically this function right here. Differentiate the function f of t equals square root of t times in brackets 1 minus t. And also I want to make a note, make sure to watch the related videos and the video links in the description below that I have proof of product rule and other examples using the product rule. So basically, to do this one right here, as I stated in this recap, to find a derivative, we basically separate these into two functions. In this case, we have two right here. But also, I'm gonna do this in two solutions. I'm gonna call this solution 1, and this is basically gonna be solving this directly. And then solution 2, I'll basically multiply this inside, so or in another case, simplify the function further. So I could simplify it further and then take a derivative. But if you want to just do the derivative like this, it will be a bit longer, and I'll do that right now just to illustrate my point. So basically, f prime of t is equal to, well, derivative of this, which is, well, I'll just make a side note right here. For square root of t, this equals to, well, t to the power 1 over 2. Then if you're taking a derivative of it, or d square root t over dt, this equals to, well, you put down this 1 over 2. So this is going to be 1 over 2. And then t, t is going to be, then it's going to be 1 over 2 minus 1, or 2 over 2. Or you could do a 2 over 2 right here. So this is just basic power rule for derivatives, and this is going to be equal to 1 over 2 t 1 negative 2, or 1 over 2 and then square root t. So this goes at the bottom and it's 1 over t. So you can just write that down. Let's put that over here. So make sure you watch the video link below on this power rule. So basically this just goes down. We'll have 1 over 2 square root of t times it by 1 minus t right here, and then because we just put that in, and now we just put this in and take derivative of this. So plus square root of t times it by, well, the derivative of this can be, well, negative 1. Derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of negative t is just negative 1 right here. So now if we can just multiply these out, so we'll be left with f prime of t is equal to, so multiply this out just to simplify it further, we'll get now 1 over 2 square root of t multiplied by 1, and then put a negative t over there, so minus t over 2 square root t right here, and then minus square root of t. So minus square root of t. Now we can simplify this a bit further, and this is going to be, well, this t here is going to be a 2 over 2. This is just a 1 over 2. So then we could have this, using power function properties, when you have a power like this with the same t, you just subtract the powers. Or in this case, 2 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So this is going to be equal to 1 over 2 square root of t minus, this is going to be, well, square root of t, or 1 over 2 t to the negative 1 over, just t to the 1 over 2 is 2 over 2 minus, divided by 2 minus 1 over 2 is just 1 over 2. Yeah, I'll just erase that and just write it like this, just so it's the same as all these. So then minus square root of t, and then, whoops, made a mistake there. Anyways, so the minus square root of t, then I just simplify this further, find a common denominator in this. This is just going to be, well, times by 2 over 2. Now we could subtract these, and this is going to be now 1 over 2 square root of t minus, this is just going to be, what is this? This is negative 3 over 2. It's negative 3 over 2t. So this is our answer. You can simplify it further. I think this is pretty much the best that I want to get to. So this is using the product rule right away, and as you can see, it's a lot of tedious manipulating to simplify it. What if we just do solution 2, where we would just solve it after we simplify? So we go solution 2. Yeah, if we basically start over from the start here, from the bottom, from the top. So square root of t times 1 minus t right here. If we just multiply this in before we differentiate, so we multiply it in square root of t minus, now this is going to be a t times square root of t, and as you can see, we can add these up. This is the same thing as t 2 over 2, and then this is t 1 over 2, and they add up. So when you have multiplication, they add up. So this will be 3 over 2. So it will be square root of t minus, this is going to be t to the 3 over 2. So now we just take derivative, and then we can get over here actually. Yeah, so over here, if we just take a derivative now, the f prime of t is equal to, well, take this one. We know this one's going to be 1 over 2 square root of t. That's derivative of square root of t. Now we don't even need to use product rule in this, because it's, well, we simplified it so we don't need to do product rule, because sometimes it's easier. And now we're going to have minus 3 over 2, bring it down, subtracted by 2 over 2, or 1. So it's going to be basically, this is going to be t 1 over 2, or square root of t. So I just erase that right here. So as you can see, this is the exact same thing as we went over here. So yeah, sometimes it is easier to simplify and even avoid the product rule if you can. Yeah, so basically always see if you can simplify it. Anyways, that's all for today. If you learned from this, remember to look at the video links in the video description below for related videos on power functions, etc., and proof of the product rule. So I just wanted to show this. It's easier to simplify, and then you'll get the same answer, but just a bit neater and easier if you do it before you take the derivative, and so you avoid product rule. Well, anyways, that's all for today. Remember, you can always download these exact notes in the Dropbox link below, and stay tuned for another math easy solution.